So guys, in part one, I was a little bit optimistic about how the car was actually running, explaining why this timing belt is in my hand. Not the actual belt, but just for illustration purposes, right? So I took off down the road that night, literally only in the industrial estate, and it started to backfire. I thought to myself, what is going on with this car? It'd barely make it onto the back of the recovery truck at that stage. I was so pissed off. This is why two weeks later, isn't it? We're doing part two. Anyway, look at this. Come here. I'm going to take the phone out and show you. I remember seeing this timing belt replaced, but if you look, 2008, and it was at 115 kilometers exactly. And look what's on the clock. 115 kilometers exactly. So therefore, after a lot of thinking, I thought that timing belt has to be, whoever put that on either wrong, or the belt had slipped due to age related. It was 14 years ago, as I said, just before I went into storage. So look, put two and two together, put a belt on, fired it up, and watch the video. I'm gonna give you a little clip of us fitting the belt and fired it up, and the next stage is the test drive. Alright, that should do it. Timing belt stripped out of the Evo. Now timing was off on it. I drove down the road here, is up on the ramp, and I discovered the timing was off, and when I looked at the markings, it was done at 115 kilometers. And funny enough, that is a fairly new belt gone onto it, but I think whoever done the belt last put it on the wrong setting. Part two coming on now. I'm about to drop it in for a full valid. As you can see, the interior upholstery on it, it's quite dirty, but the fabric is very nice in it. It's a really unusual contrast on the back seats and the door panels. So look, it's going in for a full valid. We get it up, spruced up, see how it looks when it's done. This morning I'm on my way up to see our detailer, Magic Mark. You may remember him from previous episodes. Guy's a genius, right? He deserves some media attention. I'm going to put him on the camera today. Basically, to cut the story short, let me tell you what he's about to do. Now, I've showed him around the car. He's sort of given the head a scratch, and I know myself, I've looked at the car and says, right, this car, 30-year-old, I'm looking at areas that could do with paint. The paint is not perfect on it, right, by any means, but bear in mind, for the age, seems to be original and everything. So I've said to myself, right, if I start painting this car, where do we stop? I'd probably end up with a full respray. So I'm refusing to do any paint work whatsoever on that car. Nothing. So I'm getting Mark to go over with the buffer, see what he can do, see if he can work his magic on it, and we'll see the results, yeah? Okay, so I am arrived here with Magic Mark this morning for the Evo. That's the EVO1, just to refresh our memory on it. Look, the sun is shining on it, it looks great, but trust me, up close, there's a lot of body work needed. Magic Mark is going to come in now and show us. Here's Mark here. Come on, Mark, over and say hello. I'll flip the camera around for Mark. I'm going to leave you there, Mark, and we're going to return for the car. Return for it in 24 hours, right? See how you get on. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
See you now, bye.
See you later.
I'm up here now, I'm getting the car returned. Magic Mark, done a little bit of magic with the buffer, went around the car, spruced her up. I'm absolutely ecstatic now to take the car out. Look at it. I mean, you can look up all them electric EVs all you want. This is a machine, the real deal. Look at the quality of this. Come on. 4-wheel drive, 2-litre turbo. Where would you get a sport seats? 93 classic tax and everything becoming available to this start of next year. Momo steering wheel. Take a look at it. Look at the body on that car. The appeal that it has. Look at this. Look at the quality of it. How that car has transformed. Absolutely unbelievable, and I can't wait to get it out, take it for a rip, see how it performs. I'm going to get in now and I'm going to plant the foot down. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Let's see how we get on. Yeah? Yeah. Right, here it goes. a little bit of informative information for you, for all the nerds watching. Now, if I get it wrong by 5 brake, don't go ripping my head off, right? I'm not an expert. We've loads of different classics. This car is approximately, I would say minimum 250 brake, right? 250 brake horsepower with a 2 litre. It's the old Galant engine, I believe, was put into this. That's how old this car is. The old Galant engine, it's 2 litre turbo. And we're gonna check it out now. It's on its first test drive. We're after doing everything on it. Believe it or not, I have to go back to the work. I'll get back to another day, right? But to cut the story short and inform you as quick as possible, last day I took this car out, a tip of the key, right? I said to everybody, oh yeah, look, it started. I put into reverse, and I tell you what, I was so pissed off after I pulled the car outside the workshop. The car started backfiring and cutting out. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't even get the car up on the back of the truck. There was no power in the car whatsoever. It turns out, right, timing belt, there was a sticker up here saying timing belt done at 115 kilometers. Look, exactly, show the clock, what's on the clock, 115 kilometers. So I said to myself, right, I have a little video clip, I will upload it at some point during this process. I said to myself, that timing is out on that car. Like, it seems like a car with timing out on it. So we got a brand new timing belt and fitted it in, realigned it. The timing was slightly off on this car, causing it to misfire and no power. Also put a brand new set of spark plugs into it, and I tell you what, the car is absolutely like a dream to drive. So far, driven slowly. This is the first road test. I'm about to plant the accelerator when we get onto a road now that allows us to do so. But look, I'm not going to take it too mad. I'm just going to tiddle this turbo and see how we get on. 30 years old, I'm not expecting much out of it, but drop a gear and we see how we go. Over the ramp, nice and easy. This car, oh, have to be careful with the ramps. I'm going to turn around and we might get a bit of a road. This car can move, I tell you, for a 30-year-old car. I'm actually dying to get into the third now, that's only second. Get a little Yui here. We get it down through the industrial estate. We're not gonna go mad on it, like, but I do want to feel the turbo kicking in, avoiding all speed limits, of course. Ooh. This drives like nothing out there in today's modern. Between diesels and hybrids, lads, you don't know what you're missing. This is a serious motor. It's quite smooth as well. It's taking ramps very well. Can't complain. Even in fourth there in the car is eager to go. That's the 4-wheel drive pushing us on. We'll take it down through the industrial estate actually. We'll go on straight. I think this is where free of ramps. As I said, I'm only going to tiddle the turbo on it here, but let's see how we go. You get carried away, that's all I can say. You have to be mindful when you're driving something like this. Do not get carried away. The car, really, to perform, this could do with a day out, book a lap or so on a track. I think this car, it's phenomenal really, and I'm absolutely ecstatic driving it. I'm in love with the car. I find it very hard to part with this car, the way it's after turning out. I'll give you the spend on it as well if you want. Basically, I spent €200 replacing them alloys. I spent €350 having the bodywork buffed up on it and the interior valeted. And all in all, mechanically, I spent, all in all, between oil filters, belt, plugs were pricey enough on it. I think all in all I spent about $450. So we're in here at, we're touching it around $1,000, 1,100, whatever. But yeah, that's how it goes. You'll see this one up for sale. Look, it's killing me to sell it. I don't necessarily want to sell it, but you know, that's the business we're in. We'll sell it, move on to the next one. Whoever gets this car is getting a serious gem. I can only see this car going one way, especially with inflation. Classics are good to invest money into, because when inflation rises, the classic will rise with it. Look, it's only going one way. They don't make them like they used to, and they're certainly not making any more EVO1s. That's a fact. Every cent spent on it. I cannot believe we have not given this car so much as a lick of paint. Look how fantastic it looks. You can nearly smell the newness off that paintwork, alright? This is an EVO1, bear in mind, 1993. If you purchased this car back in the 90s, you were the dogs, okay? Now, never mind that, in my era of ownership of these, I actually have never had an EVO1. I've had the 2, 3s and so on, right? If you had them cars in the 90s, you were the bee's knees. We leave it at that. Squeaky clean. Bee's knees. That's all I can say. This particular car is a 2-litre turbo. They moved from the Galant. It is a rally spec car. The car is built for the track. Believe it or not, it looks like it's in a Lancer shell. This car is an absolute savage. It's got a famous 4G63T engine in it. That is the most desirable engine of the Evos, full of power. Basically, we're going to take it out road testing now. We just want to walk it around so you can appreciate the body on this car. Take that in, take that appreciation into it. Take a look at this as well. Look at that fantastic interior. Look at that suede fabric, and we get you a peek in the front before we go any further. Now, look at them bucket seats, the Momo steering wheel. Now, come around here and I'll show you the all-important badge on the back of it. Look at this, zoom in on this badge. That's the Evolution right there. That's... Now, does my head fit in this? Yeah. Yeah, perfect, right. Well then, we'll get going now, right? Oh, yeah, lovely. Okay, leave it on. There is a reason why I put my child in the truck that day, hit the road and spent 10.5 hours grafting, and my missus missed most of our birthday because of it, and I'm not out. This is it. This is that reason. Was it worth it? Of course it was. Look at the result. I know I got bet for it, but right, I'm going to give you the 5 hours on this car. The reason, actually, before I get into it, hit that subscribe button. If you're doing nothing, hit that button. Right, there's 5 reasons here, the 5 hours. I'll get into them now. Where have they all gone? Why are so many of these, after 2,500 of them being produced, why are they in Evo heaven? Raced, rallied, wrecked, wait, that's W. Robbed, that's an R, and wrong driving, that's another W. We're speaking about wrong driving. It's so wrong. These cars were doing donuts around housing estates, at car cruises, the whole lot. The reason why they're being robbed was, look at this, when you have a key, like a little pancake or like this, flat as a pancake, see? Mitsubishi original, no alarm immobilizer, that's what happens. That's why they're in Evo heaven. This one saved, thankfully. We've done lovely restoration. We haven't even restored it, we've only spruced it, alright? I'm going to show you an old car advertisement, right? While researching current market prices or whatever. Yeah, you're not going to believe this. Come over here with the camera and put on the phone. I feel sick. I feel like I've just gotten a smack in the face off Will Smith at the Oscars. Seen an Evo advertised at this price. Come here and check this one out. That is the real deal there. That's 2,900 quid. I reckon I've definitely paid more than that for tyres at some stage. Okay, so all seems pretty too good to be true. I'll be nipping down now, getting a few bob out of the bank, right? Until all seems well and good until you scroll down and actually see it's from 7 years ago. Now, if you had that type of money on your hands 7 years ago, that I got you and put them into sheds. Now I know that wasn't an Evo, but it was a GSR running gear with the Evo kit, so close enough, right? And it was a 2 or a 3, but 2,900 quid. I reckon now you could add an extra knot onto that and probably go again for what that car is worth, and will be advertised. Another W, but I don't care. It's wrong driving. They were doing donuts in these cars, as witnessed by me, of course. Not that I do anything like that, not at all. But I have seen them do donuts at car cruises, through house estates, the whole shebang over the years. That's what happened to them. That's why many of them are in Evo heaven, and now we've preserved a fine example. If you do nothing, hit that button. You want to see more classics being saved, lads and ladies? Have a heart, come on. I'll save more classics, you just have to subscribe and keep me interested. Till the next one, guys, see you soon.